I have a lot of books to show you. I didn't mean to buy this many, but I promise there's a good reason. They're all sitting right here, and I'm going to show you them one by one. A lot of science fiction, a few literature or like litfic, and a box that I ordered from Whatnot that I'm going to unbox here right now. But yeah, I did not mean to acquire this many books, but just a few, uh, you know, running errands here and there the last few weeks, and I suddenly am sitting here with a bunch more books. I'll start. I'll tell the story as I go, so we can just get into this because I know you just want to see the covers and the craziness. We'll start off with an absolute bang here. Shadow of the Torturer by Gene Wolfe. A lot of you guys are very familiar with this book, and this is a timescape, which is this is the first timescape printing of 1981. Not a first edition, from what I understand, but it is a beautiful book. There's a little bit of chipping and maybe some cover tearing there and everything. It's a little bit worn, but I got this for a pretty good price, and I've never seen one of these before out in the wild, so I was stoked to get that. And then at the same exact uh, uh, bookshop was book three of Book of the New Sun, The Sword of the Lictor by Gene Wolfe. Both of them, I called Luke and I was like, dude, should I spend this much money on these books? Should I, it wasn't a bunch, but they were priced correctly, and I just had not seen those before, and they go very well with this 75 cent uh, fourth book, Citadel of the Autarch, that I found at a thrift shop. So I've been looking for other timescapes to kind of pair with this one, to go with it for the rest of those books. But yeah, this one as well, Doctor Mirabilis by James Blish. I went to this secondhand bookstore looking for The Godfather before I found a copy of it to read with Luke. And I walked by their antique section, and in the glass case, I saw that they had restocked and had added a few that I was like, oh crap. Called Luke. I'm like, should I do this? I literally told myself I wasn't going to buy more books right now. But I haven't seen these in person. I literally have never seen those three books in real life. So I was stoked on those. Those were the most expensive of the bunch that I'm going to show you, but all three of those were just awesome finds. I was stoked on those. Very excited to read Blish. I have up here. I don't know if I've shown it off, but I have this Devil's Day from Bane uh, that I believe is kind of connected to Dr. Mirabilis. The After Such Knowledge, Case of Conscious, I think, is in there. Anyway, so yeah, picked up those three. Also got A.E. Van Vogt's The Voyage of the Space Beagle in this very cool, vintagey, like I don't retro, like it looks like 1970s like cars or something, like a Chrysler. I don't know why that's making me think of it, but the pink and whatnot. That's a book I want to read at some point, knowing that it's has some ties to Alien, the movie. I've never read Van Vogt, so that will be good when I get around to that one. I After dropping my son off one day, there's an antique store close to where I was dropping him off at with his mom, and uh, I popped in there just to see if there was anything, and I kind of wandered around for a while, and I think I remember one day I was supposed to pick him up and wandered through this store that was nearby and didn't quite make it through the whole thing, but I saw a section that just had books spilling off of the shelves, and I didn't have time to look through it. So I went back and I found some cool stuff. The one that I left there that I'm still glad I left there was it was a first first edition, first printing of The Moon Pool by A. Merritt, but it was in rough shape, and it was the most expensive thing the guy had in his section. The other stuff I got, I think, was correctly priced and was fun to find. So, 17 by Infinity, Groff Conklin. It is a short story collection. It's all in the sleeve, so I hope you can see that okay. But just $5, and I don't know. I've been looking for this one. It's got Asimov, Bradbury, Sturgeon, E.M. Forster. I believe this has The Machine Stops by E.M. Forster in it, so pretty cool. Space Tug by, is this Murray? Yeah, Murray Leinster. I don't know anything about that, but an old pocket that was cool, $1. These next few were like 50 cents. The Outcast by Louise Cooper. I don't know anything about that one, but 50 cents. The Swarm. I don't know anything about this one either, but Michael Caine is in the movie apparently. And if you find old vintage horror, even if it's beat up, I think it's worth getting when it's cheap, especially because it's just not very common. I found a Harlan Ellison that was dirt cheap, 50 cents for The Other Glass Teat. And a very weird Ellison that I've never seen before, but it's got the cool green text block and heavy, wavy. Those Ellisons are not very common. Necroscope, The Lost Years by Brian Lumley. I don't know anything about it, but I've seen these around, and yeah, this one was 2, but very nice condition. I was like, heck yeah, maybe in October if I want to read something scary. And then the last thing from this antique shop that I found was a hardback, I think book club edition, yep, of Mastodonia by Clifford Simak. I've never read Simak, but I have Waste Station, I have City, I have lots of his stuff that everybody talks about, so I will make it to him eventually. But that was all just kind of happenstance. This one's funny. My friend Katie, we were at her like apartment complex. They have a little like take a book, leave a book type of library, and she took this knowing that I was looking for Jurassic Park and said, "You can have this." And yeah, this is cool because this is like a vintage copy. It's a 1990 copy, first Ballantine Books edition in '91. So I think this is relatively like, it's not like rare, but it's a less common Jurassic Park, and it's obviously it's beat up, but it's gonna be a fun one to read when me and Luke get to that one. So that was kind of a one-off. Now I went to, are these okay. Went to another half price books in my area. I think it was like on a half day at work when I was on my way home, and I just thought, oh, I'll stop off, see if they have anything new. And they had a couple things. Uh, these were really cheap, so that's the only reason I got them. Nothing that's crazy, but this is fun. This Immortal by Roger Zelazny. I just reviewed Lord of Light on the channel, and I know this is a big one. This one won the Hugo, I think, and this is that little ace pocket, little small one. That was a cool find. Another dot out of my collection, C.J. Cherryh's Wave Without a Shore, with what I think is a very, very beautiful artistic cover. It's like a sculptor, and then like a weird elephant dude or something. So that's a cool one. Mirror for Observers in the very vintage Dell by Edgar Pangborn. I think I have, yes, I do. Pardon me for a sec. I have one of these old SF rediscoveries of A Mirror for Observers that I think I picked up because I just thought this was very unique. It's like a weird trade paperback sized a long time ago. But I found the Dell, the typical paperback sized one. I'll put that away later. I found a C.L. Moore Doomsday Morning. Love the cover, love the colors on this one. And then to finish it off with a red text block. Sweet. This one I know got reviewed on Matt Bookbill's channel, and I don't think he was too keen on it, but C.L. Moore, like, you know, I don't see her all that often, so this one especially, I think just the book itself is aesthetically a fun one. I always pick up these annual World's Best from DAW when I find them, because I'm trying to get all of them at some point. But this one is 1979. It has, as you can see, I think Herbert, Le Guin, Benford, Varley, C.J. Cherryh, and others. Pretty good lineup. So add that one to the stack of my DAWs. And then finally, I've never seen this one before, but Walter M. Miller Jr., View from the Stars. He is the author of Canticle for Leibowitz. Um, so, yeah, I think these are short stories. They are. Which I probably already have some of them in this pocketbooks. Best of Walter M. Miller Jr. I'm sure there's some crossover there, but I saw that and I thought that was pretty cool, pretty obscure one. We still have a decent amount to go, but I hope you're enjoying this so far. The last two kind of like piles that I have, one of them's a box from Whatnot, from Jordan Nichols, 92, I want to say. Great Whatnot seller. Couldn't be like, he's the best. I love buying from him. I bought from him twice now. Um, Great, like the streams are really fun. Just hanging out with him, we all like chat, tell us jokes, and he's very funny as well, and extremely professional. Would highly recommend. So we'll see what Jordan did for me, put in this box, and then as well as not I said that like I bought books from him. I said that weird. And then the other stack that I have that I'm about to go through, me and my mom and my son were all hanging out one morning I think it was a Saturday morning, and I saw I have these bookmarks up on my bookshelf that show the local libraries do books like book sales, and when they do them, we usually try to go to them. But sometimes schedule doesn't work out, and it's hard to it's hard to fit it into the schedule and be there in the mornings whenever it opens, because a lot of the books get picked over very quickly in my area. So we managed to get there early and find a lot of the good sci-fi. So I didn't find anything that was like nuts, at least from what I understand. Tell me if I'm wrong. But I found some cool stuff that I'm glad to either add to my collection or eventually probably pass on and resell. So we have Joan D. Vinge's The Snow Queen, which I found out won a Hugo, and has an absolutely stunning cover, in great shape, from Quest Star Science Fiction. So I can't say that I've seen that one before. A couple of Anne McCaffrey's. We have Dragon Flight and Dragon Quest. I absolutely love this cover. That very distinct like purpley blue is very cool, and it's kind of a wraparound cover on both of these. So I don't know if I'll ever read McCaffrey and the Dragon Riders, but still very cool books. Oh, everybody loves Heinlein. Here's Expanded Universe. I think this is short stories. Looks like it. Yep. It's a big old doorstop of a short story collection. Good. It's almost 600 pages. So, yeah, if I ever make it back to Heinlein, we'll see if maybe I just am like trying to take him in smaller doses. An Asimov nonfiction that I didn't realize at the time was nonfiction. Isaac Asimov. I always Asimov, both sound incorrect. Anyway, um, on numbers. So I don't know if this is like a math book or what, but it was 50 cents. So why not? Here is some Orson Scott Card, who I've still never read. I've never read Ender's Game, but I have a few from that series, I believe now. We have Children of the Mind, which is the conclusion, I believe, of that series. We have Shadow Puppets, sequel to Ender's Shadow. I don't know in what order these things go. And then we also have Shadow of the Giant. So I don't know anything about these, but yeah. I just know that they're sequels to Ender's Game and whatnot. Here's one from Valentine called. Is this Valentine? Yeah. I always. Yep. The double B. I always am like, is it B something? No, it's Valentine. Space by the Tail by Jerome Bixby, which I don't know anything about, but cool cover. Little spaceman guy. One of these little 150 page ones from that era. Um, a real beat up old like Netflix version of The Last Wish, The Witcher, Last Wish. I'm not even going to try to pronounce the name of the author, but I have a buddy at work uh, who has recommended these to me a couple times, and we were just talking about this the day before I went, and I thought, oh, that's funny. Glad I found that. So at some point when I get to that, I will. Now I have it. Foundation and Earth, book 5 of Foundation, with a lot of reading wear on it. So somebody gave this book a lot of love, which I'm happy about. But this is nearly 500 pages. I didn't realize this one was such a chonker. So anyway, a lot of these were literally 50 cents. They were paperbacks that the library was trying to get rid of. So very fun to find all these for so cheap. Frank Herbert and Bill Ransom's The Jesus Incident. I don't know anything about this one, but yeah, fun times with Jesus. The famous Catch 22, which I know is one that is just very commonly. I mean, literally, this on the cover. 5 million copies in print at the time of this book's printing, and this is like a book published in the early 70s. So, yeah, I don't really know much about Catch 22. I just know it's a famous book. So, picked this out of the classics section for 50 cents and thought that's a pretty good deal. The Forever War by Joe Haldeman. This is former, it's ex-library, really worn down. But if I ever want to read this book, I got a nice trade paperback. Here's where it gets kind of good. I got some really cool hardbacks, actually. I have a double from John Steinbeck, East of Eden and The Wayward Bus. This from Viking is like, it's not in great shape, but East of Eden is one of those that I think a lot of people have read from Steinbeck, as well as Grapes of Wrath. But let's see if I can get a. Well, I can't quite tell. 52 from Steinbeck, 47 from Steinbeck. I don't know. This book's probably a good 60 years old, 80 years old. Who knows? It's fun. It's a cool lit fic book that I caught my eye for $1. And then this is X Library. This is kind of cool. You guys, I think, will like this. It's Cities in Flight by James Blish, a giant omnibus of the, I believe, 4 cities in flight. They Shall Have Stars, A Life for the Stars, Earthmen Come Home, and The Triumph of Time, which I think I own like 3 or 4, maybe all 4 of those. And I own it in the big one, somewhere up there, I think, on my bookshelf. But yeah, this is the giant hardback X Library version that I've like never seen. Like, what a weird cover. So yeah, I don't know. I think that's cool. Literally found that for $1. Another $1. That this one's cool too. We got another Dragon Riders, but it's the full. Is it a trilogy? Yeah, Dragon Flight, Dragon Quest, and the White Dragon. And then at the end, there's a Dragon Dex. That's fun. Yeah, these old pulpy looking dragons who look like freaking salamanders or lizards or something. This one was very cool, I think, to find. I don't know if I'll ever read it, but I really do enjoy having the big, like, giant old collections of all of the series. I don't know why. It's the collector in me, I guess. This is neat. I don't really know much about this one, but it is Shogun. Don't really have a cover, but Shogun, Volume 1. I don't know how many volumes there are, but in beautiful shape by James Clavell, I think, 1975. And it's one of these nice, like, leather-bound, like, collector's editions that, again, was $1. And I watched the show. I'd never read the book, not really familiar with the book, but I watched the show that Hulu made, and I thought it was really good. So, yeah, this is interesting. Not really what I was not looking for it, but just caught my eye. Another Asimov, Robot Dreams, in the Beagle Masterworks edition. What it says, from Byron Press, Berkeley. Yeah, this big old trade paperback. This is cool. I don't really know what this is, but it's might be short stories. Can't tell. Anyway, beat up old trade paperbacks. I am very fond of those big, tall trade paperbacks. And then this was neat. I've never seen this before either, or heard mention of it. Themes in Science Fiction. A Journey into Wonder, edited by Leo P. Kelly. It doesn't have any kind of dust jacket, but it, I kind of flipped through it when I was at the library. Like, do I want this? And it's got everything from, like, Spinrad, Arthur C. Clarke, Asimov, Sheckley, PKD, Gene Wolfe, like all these different explainers. I think maybe essays by each of these authors, talking about the themes in science fiction, which I think this is like something I might actually really like want to read sometime soon. Very like unique and interesting. I'm at the point in my sci-fi reading that this kind of nerdiness is awesome to me. So we'll see about that one. But super cool finds. That's everything I found at the library sale. Quite a bit. And I think we literally spent, I think my mom, including all the kids' books she got, and like we maybe spent $40. Like, those library sales, if you have them in your town, in your city, they're gold mines sometimes. Not all of them, but sometimes you go in there and you're just like, they're so dirt cheap that you just can't say no. And you're doing the library a favor, because they're going to either get rid of the books or give them away. They take on book donations a lot of times, or have ex-library books like this, and those books need a home. So don't feel bad about buying a hardback for $1 or a paperback for 50 cents, like, within reason, So anyway, lastly, I want to bump the mic. We're going to do a little unboxing here. I know you guys probably enjoy the good tape ripping, but it's just going to be my mic bumping around. I honestly was just hanging out in Jordan's stream, and I remember a couple of the books I bought. He gave me some great deals, and I won one of his little giveaways, one of the fan giveaways, or whatever they're called. So we'll see what. Oh, I got some good stuff in here. Heck yeah! Like, great packaging. Shout out Jordan. All right. Yeah, I remember a few of these I kind of bought because I was like, it was, again, so cheap that I'm just like, I'll help Jordan out. He's trying to move this one. There's one in here, I think, that's a Van Vogt that I literally like didn't want, but I think it was like $2 or $3, and I was just like, fine. All right, this first little wrapping has a few in it. Oh man, this makes for great content, doesn't it, guys? You guys love sitting here watching me do arts and crafts and cut bubble wrap. Good grief. It's going to be so bumpy on the mic, too. Wouldn't you love that ASMR? Okay, I'm almost freaking done getting these out. This is just a testament to Jordan's packaging. All right. So first we have Poul Anderson's. This is a Panther. I think the reason I got it is because I don't have a whole lot of UKs, and I really like UKs. This is a Panther of Poul Anderson's After Doomsday. In pretty decent shape, I think. I really like that the Brits are just like black text or black background, white text. Just keep it simple, stupid. You know, I hope that you can see that okay in the. All these look like they have the sleeves on them, so I hope that the doesn't shine on the light. Jack Vance's The Noom, which I think I have in DAW, but I'm not 100% sure. So this one's really pretty. Great artwork. Vances are fun. Oh yeah, here you go. This is such a dumb cover. The Book of Ptah by Van Vogt in the Panther. What the heck is that? I am not going to ever read this, but I think it's funny. Actually, I never say never. I love these black and white Roger Zelazny's. Hand of Oberon. I think I told Jordan on stream, I said, I've been meaning to collect these because they're very aesthetically, they're just cool looking. Great artwork, great aesthetics. And this is my chance to start collecting them, I suppose. And then I think this was the one I came in and was like, had my eye on, but Chronicles by D.G. Compton. This one, I have not read D.G. Compton, but I really would like to. He's on my short list right now to get to. All right, don't want to spoil it. There is a PKD in here that we can finish off with a bang. Because I think I've been going, probably recording for a while. But I know I love these haul videos, and I try not to do them super often because I don't want that to be my only content. I really like doing reviews for you guys, but I know that you guys enjoy these because I enjoy watching them. They're very fun. So a healthy dose of book collector, nerd out is fun. John Wyndham, The Midwich Cuckoos in the Ballantine with quite a bit of lean to the spine, but this is going to be a reader, so no worries. The Masks of Time by Robert Silverberg. A new Silverberg to add to my collection. Good old Silver Bob. Only two more. PKD and Ray Nelson. The Ganymede Takeover. Don't know much about this one, but I try to collect vintage PKD just because he scratches that itch. And what do you know? Valis by Philip K. Dick. Last but certainly not least, hope you can see that. I'm really worried that a bunch of these ones with the sleeves are going to be hard to see. Anyway, that is the book haul. I am actually going to hang out with Luke tomorrow, and we will probably go book shopping. But we're going to try to be good and hopefully not continue to just pile on with the books. But anyway, I just was very excited to show you guys these because I think that book buying is something that like has become a real passion of mine, but also, uh, it's become one of those things that it's hard to not let yourself get carried away. So I really do try to temper myself unless you're trying to almost save books by buying them for 50 cents or $1. And I like building out my collection for when I have a little bit more space to actually create a library of sorts in a room, maybe someday. So I don't know. It's a fun time, and I look at these books here, and it just gives me a real warm feeling I really like looking at the books on the shelf and feeling the comfort of all of these little stories that are on the shelf ready to be read. Um, so, anyway, that's plenty of talking from me. I don't know how long I've been talking. I think my voice is shot. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you enjoyed all the great covers and the great the books that I can add to my collection now. I can finally shelve some of these. So anyway, I appreciate you guys watching as always. I hope you enjoyed. I'll be publishing some reviews and probably another book haul with Luke here in the next couple weeks. Thank you so much, and I will see you in the next video.